all of you are doing really good. I am Aiman from Lifestyle Cosmetics, and today I'm going to be showing you how I created this blue smoky eye look. If you're interested in knowing how, then keep on watching. First off, I'm gonna start by applying this aloe vera gel onto my face in order to prep my skin for the makeup ahead. I feel like aloe vera gel is the perfect prepping solution to all skin types, especially if your skin is oily. Next off, I'm starting with this Maybelline Fitme concealer, which is in the shade 120. Now, normally I wouldn't go for this concealer because I prefer a matte coverage, but given that my skin is pretty dry since it's winters here, this concealer works as the perfect coverage for me because it leaves like a satin and a semi matte finish, which I quite like. Not to mention that this concealer blends so smoothly, almost like a dream. Next in the makeup routine is always a translucent setting powder. Today I'm going in with this Makeup Academy translucent powder, and I'm just packing the product in under my eyes, on my forehead and on my eyelids. Pretty much setting my whole face with a setting powder gives me that matte finish and helps my makeup stay in place throughout the day and no oil comes in later. Anyway, now comes contouring obviously, and for contour I'm gonna be using this Miss Rose contour palette, and I don't know which shade I just used, but yeah, you can see in the video. And this contour palette is quite popular here in Pakistan. It's like my go-to product for contouring. I normally do not like cream contour, and I always almost use powder contour for my contouring and bronzing, and I feel like this contour palette from Miss Rose pretty much helps me achieve that snatched contoured face look that I would wish to go for. Next up, I'm using this white powdery shade from the same palette, and I'm just blending it in onto my forehead so that any harsh lines left behind by that contour we did earlier is blended completely into my skin. And I'm also creating that sharp contour edge using this white shade so that it gives my contour more definition. Next in, I'm contouring my nose, and I feel like my nose doesn't need a lot of contouring, so I'm just going to be applying some product on the sides of my nose and underneath it. Alright, so next comes blush. Obviously, blush is my favorite part of the whole makeup routine. Even when I'm not wearing any makeup, blush is the one makeup product that I always go to. And I'm using Miss Rose's blush, and I forgot which shade I was using. I'm gonna be mentioning it down in the description below, so make sure you check that out. This is the final base that I've created for myself. Now I'm moving on to the eyeshadow, and of course, before starting your eye makeup, it is very important that you prep your eyelids just like you prep your face, and I'm prepping my eyelids with the same Maybelline Fitme concealer that I used earlier because I feel like it helps my eyeshadows stay in place and come out really pigmented. I'm also setting my eyelids with the same translucent makeup powder. Of course, for the eye makeup, I'm using the Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette, and I'm using this brown shade. This palette, just by the way, is not the original, and it's like a first copy, so of course the shades are going to be different and less pigmented than the original one. The brown here does not pop out as much as it did in real life because of lighting and camera issues. But yeah, I'm just pretty much using the swiping motion for applying this base shade. I chose a very light base shade so that the transition works better. Next off, I'm using this badass makeup palette, and I'm using a darker shade of brown in order to create that transition and create that base. Of course, you can see the shade has been deepened. Now I'm going in with an even darker shade, and I'm just creating like an outline of the halo kind of eyeshadow look that I want to achieve. And I'm just also using swiping motions because I want the eyeshadow to be round and not snatched in a straight line. Swipe, 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 swipe. Also, do not forget the corners of your eyelid. The corners are the place where your eyeshadow needs to be deeper. I'm using this black shade, and I'm also doing the same, creating a perfect semicircle on my eyelid, and I'm just gonna blend it out using a brush. Just by the way, the brush set that I'm using in this makeup video is Zoewa's first copy, and they're readily available at Lifestyle Cosmetics, so make sure you check the page out on Instagram and Facebook as well. Next, I'm using this lid primer by Makeup Academy, of course, and I forgot to shoot this part, but I pretty much carved a semicircle out of the primer. Of course, for the rainbow shades, I'm using the Beauty Beats palette by RIvaj Cosmetics, and I'm using this beautiful shade of blue and just packing it onto the semicircle that I created on my eyelid. I'm just going all the way in to make sure that it comes off really pigmented. As I mentioned earlier, the outer V of your eyelid needs to be the deepest. That is what I'm doing right here. I'm going in with the deeper brown color that we used earlier and just making everything a deeper shade of black and brown, and just creating that deeper V in order to give more definition to my eye makeup. Next in, I'm just adding this shade of blue to my eyes from the same RIvaj UK Beauty Beats palette, and I feel like this color is more vibrant than the first shimmer shade that I used, and it's kind of giving a sharper and a brighter look to my entire eye look. Next in, to complete any eye look, is obviously an eyeliner, and I am going with a winged eyeliner look. For this look, I'm creating a sharp straight line starting from the lower lid and ending to the tail of the brow, and then I'm just joining that wing to the line that I created above my upper lash line. And honestly speaking, this step is much simpler and easier than it looks and sounds. All you need is a little precision. Due to the dry weather here, my eyeliner has kind of dried out, and I had a really hard time managing the application, but after a lot of hustle and bustle, I finally did it. Yay! To finish off this almost completed eye look, I'm just shading my lower lash line with the turquoise blue that I used on my upper eyelid as well. In order to create more depth and definition to my under eye lower lash line makeup, I'm just going in with a black color and filling it between the lower lash line and the turquoise blue that I applied earlier. This is the completed final look without the lashes. I'm not going to be using any false lashes for this look because I like it this way. The final step in completing the whole eye makeup look is just highlighting the inner corners, and voila, you're done. Now come obviously the lips. I'm just using this brownish maroonish kind of lip liner shade for outlining my lips, and I'm just carefully outlining them. And I'm using this Medora lipstick in the shade brown, and I'm just filling my lips in with this lipstick. Next up, I'm using this even darker shade of brown from IBA Cosmetics, and IBA Cosmetics is an Indian brand and is not available in Pakistan, so you might have difficulty finding this shade here. Next up, I'm using this lighter shade of brown. It's a nude lipstick from Miss Rose, and I'm just adding it in the center of my lips. I'm using another darker shade of brown lip liner and just defining the outer edges of my lips to make sure that the shape that I've created stays in place and is more sharp and defiant. To complete this lip look, I'm just going in with this shade of red, and I'm just filling it in the center of my lips in order to give that tiny hint of red into my lip look. And this is how the final lip color looks like along with the eyeshadow. And obviously, to top the entire makeup off, I'm just using this liquid highlighter by Iconic. It is in the shade Original 2. It's really blendable and pigmented. It gives a really cool shine to your face. Of course, I'm going to be also using my favorite highlighter palette from Huda Beauty. I'm just highlighting my nose and the bridge of my nose, and also applying it to my cheekbones, my chin, and of course underneath my brows, just to make sure my skin looks really shiny and poppin'. This is how the final makeup looks like, and voila! I did a change of clothes, and I'm wearing this turquoise kurti along with a brown sheen dupatta, and these jhumke really just complete the entire look. And yeah, I really hope that you like this video and you learned something from it. I tried my level best to explain everything that I could. This was my first time doing a voiceover. I hope that I did it good. Anyways, don't forget to drop a like. Also comment down below and let me know if you liked what I did. And make sure to follow Lifestyle Cosmetics and Glam by Aiman on Instagram. And yeah, hopefully I'm gonna be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye bye, take care.